Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of June 16th through the 22nd. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. Almost getting fat enough in the first half that I have to start folding pages weirdly, but I think we're going to be okay for this week. For this week, the 20th, which is Friday, is the longest day of the year. It's the summer equinox. So I wanted to use a kit that kind of went with the sky, I guess. So I'm using this kit called Night Stars from B&R Paper Crafts. You can see that I've used this kit before, but it's a deluxe kit, so there's plenty still left in here. I used it last year for the eclipse, but I'm going to use it again for this year. I'm also using B&R Paper Crafts 2 weeks in a row. It is what it is. I'm just going to do it. So I do have, this is like the deluxe on matte vinyl. So I have 4 full boxes here. I have a set of glitter headers, 3 more full boxes, some boxes, some icons, and 2 more full boxes, some more functional stuff, more boxes, more functional stuff, and then this little like half box and a few things down here. So it looks like I do have all the right dates here on the numbers, so I think I'm going to use those because I have them. The other things that I am going to use in the prep, I have this set of glitter headers, and then I also have 12 header sized guys here, so I'm going to use those. Obviously no bottom washi or other set of headers or anything, so I did pull in a few things from my stash. So first off, I have this Pilot Juice pen. It's in a 0.38 in what is called dark red, but it's this kind of like burgundy ruby color. It doesn't exactly match any of the kit, but I think it goes with the colors pretty well, so I am going to use that. And then for the bottom washi, I have these 2 that are like ancient, like almost 10 years old, from AliExpress. So this one has like a purple kind of scattered galaxy-esque look, and then this one's black with gold moons and stars. So I'm going to use those 2 as the bottom washi. And then I have this one from Dollar Tree in this teal color that again doesn't perfectly match but fits in the vibe. It's a little too wide to be a header, but I'm going to run it through the middle and then put all the full boxes through the middle, so it'll cover up any extra width that might come about from this particular header. So my plan is to stick down the bottom washi, stick the headers, put this for the dates, and then this one, the glitter headers, will go as the bottom set, and then these headers I'm going to use as the top ones, and then this in the middle. All right, I think that covers all of this in more detail than you probably cared about, but I'm going to do all those things, and then I will be back to do the interesting bits. All right, here is where we are at so far. I think it's looking pretty cute. All right, for the full boxes, I've got these 3, these 4, 2 more here, and then this is like a little half guy, so I will leave that out for now. So basically I have an extra full box. My plan, I think my plan is to keep this one out in case I don't need it. I think that'll work out the best. So I think these 2 go together, those 2 go together, these 2 go together, which leaves these 2 as the most like oddball options. I didn't pull out anything that could be like a full box cover with like a quote or something. I don't think I have anything appropriate anyway. So my plan is to stick this guy as my full box here in the quote box spot. And then I think I'll stick this one, which kind of looks like the bottom washi, on Thursday. So my plan is to line up with the bottom header because I do have that extra height up here. All right, next, I think maybe we do the two mountains next. So maybe this one right here. If I could get it straight, that would be delightful. And then this one will go here. There we go. And then I think I'll do these two next. I feel like they both kind of point kind of in one direction, and I like to have everything pointing towards the center of the week whenever possible, so like into the page. If I can get this picked up, that would be delightful. All right, there we go. So this one here, and then this one will go right here. So that finishes this page, so I can get rid of it. And then I'm trying to decide which way looks better on these. I think I'm gonna put this one on Sunday because it's kind of like Big Mountain, which looks more like this. And then I'll put this one on Monday because this looks more visually like the one that's on Friday. And then that finishes this page. So another one done. All right, I think that's looking pretty good so far. My washi tape's trying to come up. This is what happens when it's super old. All right, moving on to the sidebar. Things that I might need. Let's see. This is like a functionals page. I don't know what of these I'm gonna need. I don't have a ton of functional stuff at this point for me to be using. And I didn't pull anything out of my stash because quite frankly, that sounds like a lot of work. So I'm just gonna not, and I'm gonna use the stuff that I have here. So I think what I am going to do, I'm trying to figure out if there's like a food something that I would want to use. Maybe we'll just leave it. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I want to use one of these guys. These headers I have left. Again, if I can get it picked up, that would be delightful. I think I'm actually going to put them up close to each other, even though I wasn't originally planning on that. I think that's going to look better. And then these four headers that I have left are not at all helpful to me. So instead, I'm going to use maybe one of these guys, these little ones. Sure. So I'm going to use one of these to mark that I'm going to track my meals. That's going to be on here. These guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll work out. I'm going to track it with this lighter purple, like so. And then that does leave me quite a bit of space. So I think what I'm going to do is do maybe the full box that I have left. If I can get it straight, that would be great. There we go. And then I have this like smaller box still here. And so I'm going to leave a little gap. Oh, actually, I'm going to fill that gap with this guy. I think actually I'm going to put these back to back like so. And then I'm going to use this right down here at the very bottom. All right. I think that doesn't look too bad overall. I just have these two tiny strips left. So Gotta sort that out. Okay, yeah. All right. I think that gets us ready for our daily plans. Looking first at Monday, it is trash day. I don't really have any icons for that, but I think that's fine. Then looking at these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those, or I have 5 of these. I think I'm not sure which is better to use for marking work. I think I'm going to use these little flags. I think that's going to work out the best. So I think I'm going to start out with a purple one. So that'll mark work, and then this guy. And then this one. There we go. All right. So that's for that. And then I do need to mark my plan with me, which again, I don't really have any appropriate icons left for. So I'm going to use one of these guys, I think. If I can get it picked up, that would be delightful. There we go. I'm going to put it upside down so that we kind of change where the focus is. There we go. So that's going to be for my plan with me. I believe I have movie night on Monday, so I will use the movie guy, assuming movie marquee, assuming I actually have that happen. I'm not going to fill it in. Actually, sure. Let's take the risk. I'm going to put the movie marquee down here for movie night with some friends. Tuesday, I've got nothing planned. Same with Wednesday. And then looking at the second half of the week, I need to go back and find different boxes. I'm going to stick down this guy. And then this guy. All right. And then Friday, is another video. I think this is going to be my July kits. Not totally sure. You'll know before you see this video. It'll already be up on the channel. And then the weekend, ooh, this is not a work day. I just realized that. So now I need to mark it differently, I think. Maybe I'll just leave it and we'll just mark it as day off that way. But maybe I can add a little guy. What a paper clip. There we go. To mark it as a day off. Since that's Juneteenth. And then this one, in the afternoon, we do have a baby shower. So I think I'm going to use perhaps this box. And then I'm going to do the clinking glasses. I don't think there's going to be alcohol at a baby shower. But, you know, celebration. That seems appropriate. And then I think that's it. So I still have a bunch of icons left, some functional stuff, boxes, more boxes, and then more functionals, and these two tiny boxes. So I should have plenty for the rest of the plans, whatever they end up getting filled in with. But this is where we're at for the pre-planning, so stick around for just a second to see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I think it turned out really cute. I'll give a little wiggle and a twerk for this little bit of foiling here on the bottom washi. So the kit, which was the second use of this Select kit from B&R Paper Crafts, I do still have a tiny bit left. I have a few icons. I have a couple of functional things, some more boxes and stuff, more boxes, even more boxes, and then this page is blank. So I think with so little left in this, there's not really enough to use for a particular week, so I will probably be adding this to my leftover stash and putting it into my random leftovers sticker book. But I haven't sorted my leftovers in months, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw this in the stash to get sorted through eventually. But I think it turned out really cute for the week. I did pull in a couple of extras since this was the second use. I pulled in the Pilot Juice Pen for the days. I pulled in this washi from Dollar Tree for the middle. And then the bottom washies are both from AliExpress from like 100 years ago that I pulled in. But I think everything else comes from the kit. So I think it turned out really cute and fun and great for this week and the start of summer and all of that fun stuff. So I think that's all I have for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me some sort of star emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. I show in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I include them as part of the description in the alt text on Blue Sky, as well as show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.